This is the Ourvoice 360 podcast, our perspectives, our way, keeping you in the know while you're on the go. This podcast was created with you in mind. On Ourvoice 360, we'll give you inspiration, sports, business and leadership tips, Black history, and entertainment. This is a show built from our perspectives. So if you're ready to be entertained, inspired, laugh a little, be informed, and enlightened, tune in now to Ourvoice 360. Let's go! Hey guys, and welcome to our show, Ourvoice 360, our perspectives, our ways. I'm your man, Chad Bumgarner, 1/3 of the trio, and I have with me my man, Pete Hunt.
What's good, family?
And my man, Mike Brown, the Don Dot.
What's happening?
All right, with that, let's go ahead and get into it.
And as always, our show is sponsored by Elect Graphics and Photography. Allow your visions to become reality. And also CDB Consulting. Great leadership equals great results. How are you leading? And if you would like to be a sponsor for the Ourvoice 360 podcast, please send us an email to ourvoice360@gmail.com and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Hey, Mike, hit us up with some of that inspiration, brother.
All right, so listen.
Oh,
On your road to success in life, whatever you consider that is, you got to understand that you can't take everybody with you. Everybody is not ready for success.
Yes, sir.
And as you get older, you'll see, I remember, we were growing up, our parents tell us stuff, you think that's your friend now? Give it a couple years. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
God knows the wisdom kick. Hey, they was right.
Yes, sir.
Because the higher you go and the higher you elevate in life, the smaller your crowd becomes.
Mm-hmm.
So never be afraid. Never be afraid to stand alone. You know what I'm saying? And I want to leave y'all with this. If you truly want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission.
that is true.
All right. All right.
That is true. A lot of times that's wow. That's a mouthful, man. That's a lot to unpack. Yeah, that is a lot to unpack. A lot of us on the way to achieve greatness. You trying to network with the right person. You trying to get some insight from over here, and sometimes you just got to go do it.
Yeah, because everybody does not have your best interest at heart.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, as we go through life, we realize that people come into our lives for a season, season and for a reason.
Yeah.
And like you said, Mike, some people on your way to success, they may not be ready to be in your season. Or maybe what season of life you were in, that's what they were there for, and it's time to move on. It's time to go forward. Go forward to somebody else, or forge relationships with other people that are prepared for this season of your life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, that's whoo, that's a lot. That's a lot to go with right there, man.
And I was actually the reason why I had something else I was gonna say, but I was at the grocery store the other day. I ran into a young guy that I mentor, and he was telling me, about his situation and how he was changing to a positive aspect of life. And it seemed like his friends was getting mad at him because he couldn't hang or he couldn't do this. You know what I'm saying? I told him they're not your friends anyway, bro. They're not. If they can't respect you for doing right, then you don't need to be around them anyway.
Exactly.
Misery loves company.
Think you don't?
I tell mine all the time, misery loves company. And I said, I ain't never met a man or woman who chill all their life and becomes successful. You got to put in work. And everybody's not going to want to put in the amount or the kind or type of work that you're willing to put in to get where you want.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to have something, like they said, if you want to have something you never had,
you got to do something you've never done.
That's it.
You can't do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. What's that? Insanity.
Insanity. Yes,
Insanity.
sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
you got like just like what you said, you got to be willing to stand alone, man. Even in this road that we call life, there's gonna be some times where the path we take, we got to take it by ourselves because God is trying to isolate us to get us to understand some things, to get us to understand the assignment for us.
Yeah.
And everybody can't be with us all the time. Sometimes we got to be by ourselves so we can get that understanding.
I'm gonna say one more thing. You know, one thing I'm kind of end with is God will send you signs to get your attention. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Take heed to those signs. You know what I mean? Don't make God put you in a place that all you can hear is him, because he will do it. Take advantage of the situations that he places you in and grow from that. You know what I'm saying? Because God called me for a long time. Bruh, I didn't get saved till I was sitting on a prison bunk. You feel me? But God set me in a position. He isolated me, bruh. All I had was God. You know what I mean? So, and I tell people that story, you know, bruh, I mean, you can't run, man. Don't try to run from what your intention is in life. And what God has for you, man, so reach up, get them blessings. And with that, what's up with them sports, Pete?
Sports brief.
Bruh. Man, I'm gonna tell you what, gentlemen, I feel so good right now. I feel so good right now, man. Man, sports is back, man.
Yes, sir.
Sports is officially back. The NBA kicked off their exhibition season, their short exhibition season, actually yesterday on the Black Lives Matter court.
Okay.
So, the Black Lives Matter court, what they'll be playing on this year down in Orlando. And it just, watching those games yesterday, I mean, it was just so great to actually see professional sports being played. And as people, what we have to do, if we want to see these sports, act right. Put on your mask.
Yeah.
Isolate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out here and cut the fool and walking around without your mask on. And because the more this COVID gets up out of the paint, the more we'll get to see on the sports front. So it's good to see those NBA guys back on the court yesterday and last night. We had Bol, one of the rookies that he plays for the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
He shined yesterday.
Oh, wow.
16 points, 10 rebounds, I think 6 blocks. He really shined yesterday. He played so well yesterday that the NBA asked him to do a drug test immediately after the game.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, a random drug test immediately after the game. Bobo had to get a drug test after the game. But again, it's just good to see sports again. Sports on television. I know we as fans, we can't go see them live as of right now. And it was very weird in the stadium. It was very weird. I mean, no crowd noise. They tried to pump in crowd noise, but I mean, you could hear a pin drop when they were. All you heard was shoes squeaking.
Right.
And as a basketball player, that's what I love to hear. I love to hear those shoes squeak. But it was and how it was set up. Each person, they were 6 feet apart, 6 more feet apart. Mm-hmm. Each chair on the bench. Even the broadcasters were 6 to 8 feet apart, calling the games. So it was a very strange atmosphere. But just seeing them back playing on the Black Lives Matter court, I would like to emphasize that again. What was very.
Hey, Pete, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Now, when they started playing yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did the court look like?
It was the Black Lives Matter court.
Okay, I just wanted you to say it again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but if you go online, you can see the court on both sides. It has huge Black Lives Matter on both sides of the court. So and also,
Did it have a fist in the middle of the court?
oh man, if it would have had the fist in the middle of the court, boy, woo, boy, I'm trying to tell you, buddy, man. But it was great to see, and also from the NBA perspective, a lot of the players, including the white players, are keeping the name of Breonna Taylor alive.
That's what's up.
The young lady that was killed by the police in Kentucky. Every interview I've seen, they're saying, whatever question you ask me, we're going to talk about Breonna Taylor.
I was just getting ready to bring that up. Yeah.
I
can't remember his name, but he said only answer.
Yeah. From Marcus Smart to Sabalosha. But even like I said, even the white players, Caruso from the Lakers, he even said something about it yesterday when they interviewed him yesterday. The only thing I'm going to talk about is Breonna Taylor. Tobias Harris, that's who I'm talking about. Tobias Harris, he was like one of the first guys. Him and Jeremy Grant were the first two guys to say, whatever you ask me, everything we're going to focus on is Breonna Taylor, incident with George Floyd, and other brothers and sisters that's been gunned down by the police or murdered by the police. And they are really keeping this thing going in the NBA, trying to get some justice, like I said, some justice done, especially for Breonna Taylor. And I think it's fantastic that these guys are going out of their way to keep the name of Breonna Taylor alive and going, so she can receive and her family receive some type of justice.
Right.
She should be on this earth right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for these guys with these high profiles to continue to talk about, keep her name in the airwaves is a great thing. It's a great thing.
That's beautiful.
Moving on to Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball opening day starts today. So all you baseball fans, it's that time again. So they kick off tonight with the game tonight in New York. Actually it's a double header tonight. And it's good to see baseball back as well. The big news so far in baseball is Mookie Betts yesterday signing a 12-year, $365 million deal.
What?
With the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Go ahead, Mookie.
Yeah, so Mookie.
That's the real name. That's the real name.
That's what he goes by, Mookie Betts. One of the best. He's a top 3 player in Major League Baseball.
$360 million.
Mookie sure bets on himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, we are talking, if not the best player in baseball, which most people are saying Mike Trout is still the best player in baseball right now. He is the second best player in baseball, and it's Trout, Mookie Betts, and it's
everybody.
It's everybody else. And everybody else. So he deserves this long-term deal and this big money because he is one of the best players in baseball right now, and for him to be black, that's doubly better. You know what I'm saying?
And go by Mookie.
And go by Mookie. Exactly. And with him being a black man and receiving this large contract, mind you, there's only 63, I think, 63 black players in baseball right now.
Really?
63.
Wow.
Out of the entire Major League Baseball, there's 63 black players. And so for him to receive this large contract, and he deserves every penny because he's that good. He's that good.
Go ahead, Mookie.
I'm telling you, yeah, he's one of the best. He's the best right fielder in baseball. And when he gets to the plate, he got a lot of pop in that bat. So
I think a big Mook. Larry Hoover.
And last thing, fellas, on the sports side, the WNBA kicks off this Saturday. This Saturday coming. So the women of the WNBA will tip off their season in Orlando also. They're not in the same. They're not in the same place as the men down at Disney, but they will tip off in Orlando this weekend. So if you are a WNBA fan or a fan of women's basketball, which I am, I'll be watching Saturday. So there's another outlet that we have to enjoy our sports finally coming back, or some semblance of normalcy on the sports side. Which
was it you telling me about the living conditions?
Yes, sir.
You talked to me about that?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. We discussed that. Yeah, we discussed that last week.
Yeah.
About their living conditions, and you know, I looked at it again, and they're actually improving and putting them in different places of living now. You know, since that article came out.
Yeah.
You know, they were showing it on ESPN and all this other stuff. You know, when there's a crisis, things tend to change, and they were in crisis mode because they didn't want nobody to see all of that.
Yeah.
You know, so the WNBA has done their due diligence in, you know, getting those women in some places that, you know, don't have rat traps.
Yeah.
And as the old folks used to say, roaches.
Not roaches.
Roaches.
Yeah.
They roaches when you're talking proper. Get the roach.
Yeah.
And the other time they're roaches. They ain't never no bug though. Somebody told me they had bugs one time, and I was like, bugs? Bro, them roaches. Them not bugs, bro. A bug is like a mosquito or even a beetle. Bro, them roaches. This is rain.
Everybody on the dance floor.
And with that, fellas, that's the end of my sports page. Chad, what do we have in our leadership side?
Man, thank you, my brother. And I want to welcome everyone to this week's edition of Chad's Leadership Corner, where you get tips and insight on business and leadership. So let's go ahead and get right on into that, shall we? So first up, we're going to talk about the business aspect, and this is pretty good. This is for all my entrepreneurs out there that have businesses or trying to start a business. SCORE, SCORE, SCORE. What they do is they connect entrepreneurs with mentors to build businesses, in a nutshell. So SCORE offers the nation's largest network of free expert business mentors. So if you're just starting a business, SCORE mentors can provide the practical action plan, education, and tools you need to open your doors and establish a customer base. If you already own a business, the volunteers can help identify ways to increase profit, improve employee and customer satisfaction, and achieve a great work-life balance. Also with SCORE, you can have the honest, confidential, and sometimes tough conversations needed about managing your money, motivating your team, and other business topics. You can be confident that your cheerleader and your accountability partner on your path to achieving success will be SCORE and any one of those mentors that you choose. Now, for every entrepreneur, whether you're a solopreneur, a nonprofit, a franchisee, a veteran, an independent contractor, woman, minority-owned business, or young, or in-core 50-plus entrepreneur, SCORE can help. Doesn't matter what type of entrepreneur you are, in a nutshell. They can help, and they can provide guidance and resources to help with your decisions. So the volunteer advisors offer expertise in a variety of fields and industries. So get free customized, I say again, free customized business advice from mentors committed to helping you succeed. And you can get that information and more on their website at SCORE, SCORE.org. So that's what we have for the business piece. All the entrepreneurs out there, whether you have a business or you want to start one, go to SCORE.org and get you a mentor so that you can build the foundation that you need that's solid and built the right way so you can, you know, grow and expand. So I thought that was really good
that's dope
information.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know much about myself. Now, on the leadership part, I want to talk about what makes a leader. That's what we're talking about. What makes a leader? Now, when asked to define an ideal leader, many would emphasize traits like intelligence, toughness, determination, vision, the qualities traditionally associated with leadership. Such skills and smarts are necessary but are insufficient qualities for the leader. Often left off the list are softer, more personal qualities, but they're also essential. People don't realize that, but they are. Although a certain degree of analytical and technical skills is a minimum requirement for success, studies indicate that emotional intelligence may be the key attribute that distinguishes outstanding performers from those who are merely adequate. Now, a psychologist and author, Daniel Goleman, first brought the term emotional intelligence to a wide audience with his book in 1995 entitled Emotional Intelligence. And Goldman first applied the concept to business with his 1998 classic Harvard Business Review article that he wrote. In his research at nearly 200 large global companies, Goldman found that truly effective leaders are distinguished by a high degree of emotional intelligence. Without it, a person can have the first-class training and an incisive mind and an endless supply of good ideas. That's all great and fine. But he still or she still won't be a great leader. Now, to be clear, Peter Salovey and John Mayer created the term emotional intelligence. But again, Daniel Goleman popularized it with his book back in 95. Emotional intelligence, by definition, means the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions. With that being said, the chief components of emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skill. Now, I know these components can sound a bit unbusinesslike, but Goldman, the co-chair of the Consortium for Research of Emotional Intelligence in Organizations based at Rutgers University, found direct ties between emotional intelligence and measurable business results. The notion of emotional intelligence and its relevance to business has continued to spark debate over the past several years, but Goldman's article remains the definitive reference on the subject, with a detailed discussion on each component of emotional intelligence, how to recognize it in potential leaders, how and why it connects to performance, and how it can be learned. So in essence, learning how to become in tune with oneself is the key to effectively connecting with others and ultimately becoming a great leader. So, how do you become a great leader? Increase your emotional intelligence. Learning how to be self-aware, meaning you understand where you are at that present time, not necessarily physically, but mentally and emotionally. And you're able to keep your emotions, your attitude, and your feelings in check and not to allow it to spew over into your team or department. That right there in itself takes a lot of training, because as humans, when we feel a certain way, we tend to show it. As a leader, sometimes, a lot of times, you can't to your team or your organization. You shouldn't. It's not for them to see. And being able to be self-aware and self-regulated and have empathy for others is a treasure that you only find in very few people who are able to acknowledge it and master it at the same time. So in order to be a great leader, emotional intelligence is one big key that'll help you get there. Guys, you got a quick take on that?
Which and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. This John Mayer, he's not the musician, correct?
No,
Okay.
not the musician.
No, I'm just clarifying that up for some listeners.
I understand. No, this is a completely different John. Even spells his last name different. So yeah.
Well, we couldn't
Yeah,
see the
completely
spelling. All we did was hear you say it.
I understand.
Right.
I understand.
Bless it. Bless it.
But I really feel this is a big issue with a lot of people that are in positions of authority, that they don't have the self-awareness and self-regulation. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of leaders that just wear their feelings on their shoulders, on their feelings on their sleeve, if you will. And when you're in a position of authority and you're leading and you're guiding and directing others, you don't have that luxury to do that.
Yeah, and I think we've all worked jobs, you know, that we've had, supervisors or managers or whatever that would just attitude was awful, and you would want, and you would want, and it would make a bad workplace. I mean, because you have people walking on eggshells, not knowing whether it was a good day or bad day for him or her, or this, that, and the third, or they were going to say something reckless, or and then working in a work environment, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's a terrible place to be. And also, Chad, you can take what you said and put that in your regular life outside of the job.
Yeah.
And you could take that same leadership and a principle and take that to your home.
Yep.
Yeah, and put that same. You can't be emotional.
It's true.
You can't be emotional and have your feelings on your sleeve, because that's not going to make a good home.
Yeah.
I know, Chad, in our lives, in our homes, we're the two married guys on the show.
Really? Y'all just gonna put me out there like that?
Nah, brother. Nah, brother. You good though. But but being married and being, the quote unquote leader of your household, you can't be emotional. I mean, on that type of level, you can't have your emotions on your sleeve, because the decisions you make for your family are critical.
Yes.
They are extremely critical. Whether it's dealing with your spouse or dealing with your children,
or dealing with things around the house, such as bills or finances. Because if you in a rut, or you going through some things, or you having an issue with your wife, you can't let your kids know. It's not for them to know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like,
you
like
have to be self-aware of your emotions, and you have to regulate those. That's not the time to put something like that on the child. It's not for them to understand and know.
Yeah, it's like it's like the older generation, they didn't argue in front of the kids.
Right.
Bruh.
I'm gonna tell you, to this day, I've never seen my grandparents ever argue. Ever. Either set. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you from experience, I've never seen my parents argue. Never. To this day, I mean, growing up in their house, I mean, did they get along all the time? I'm sure they didn't, but I never noticed. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Until after the fact, later on down, I was grown, and then they would tell me, so okay, well, we had an issue X, Y, and Z, but as a child growing up, I never saw it, because my mother and father were grown enough to not let me see that.
Yeah.
Pete, can you repeat that line again?
What's that?
That last line you just said.
Oh, they were grown enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
They were grown enough to shun that from me.
Yeah.
And seeing that now, I take that same concept into my marriage. My wife and I are grown enough. If we're making a decision and we don't agree on something, she feels one way, I feel another way. Guess what? We're going to come together, sometime agree to disagree, and then make a decision. And the decision is made. There's never a situation where she gets out of pocket or I get out of pocket, because guess what? Again, we're grown.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's a mutual respect for one another.
Exactly. If you had, Chad, wow, that's an amazing word. When you have a mutual respect for your mate, you're not going to disrespect him or her. You're not going to, because loving somebody is one thing, but respecting them is totally different.
I agree.
I can love you all day long, but if I don't respect you, I could care less what I say to you.
Yeah.
And I could care less how you react to it.
Yeah.
But I still love you.
Yeah, I still love you. That's what they call it, tough love.
I'm telling you, but yeah, Chad, that's
like leadership development training and team building coaching and diversity training, please do not hesitate to contact me. at chad@chadbumgarner.co or 678-571-2773. Great leadership equals great results. How are you leading?
You're not leading
Now,
very well right now, Chad, because you cut me off in the middle of my statement.
I
But
did.
that's okay. It's all good though. So you're not
So-
showing great. You're not showing great leadership right now, Chad.
Yeah, sure was.
I thought I had a dead pocket, so I figured I would jump in there.
You were out of pocket. You was
I
out of
was
pocket.
definitely out.
Yeah.
My apologies, brother Hunt.
Nah, you good, man. You good.
Mike, what's up with the Black History, man?
All right, fellas. This week, we'll talk about a guy by the name of Eugene Ballard. Eugene Ballard was born October 9th, 1895 in Columbus, Georgia. He is the first African-American military pilot in the world. Y'all hear me? In the entire world. The first African-American military pilot. Like I said, he was born in Columbus, Georgia, where he witnessed severe racism. He saw his father nearly get lynched when he was young, growing up. So Ballard knew he had to get away. So he stowed away on a German freighter in 1912, bound for overseas, which he didn't know it at the time. He just wanted to get out of Georgia. And that was when he was 17. He ended up arriving in Scotland. So he moved in and around London, Great Britain, working as a boxer and with an African-American comedy troupe. After traveling to Paris, he decided to make France his home, where he enlisted in the French Air Force, earning his wings. His fighter name was the Black Swallow of Death. That's what they called him, because he was fearless.
Why he had to be the...
Hey, that's just what it said, bro. He flew 20 combat missions, and after many years, he made his way back to Harlem, New York. But in 1959, the French knighted him as a war hero. In 1989, he was inducted into the Georgia Aviation Hall of Fame.
Wow.
In 1994, because he was denied the opportunity to be a pilot in the U.S. in 1917, Ballard was posthumously commissioned as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Air Force, which means his descendants were taken care of. And he passed away in 1961 at the age of 66. You know, we talk about so many things with society, and how some people think that, how can I put this? Things have to be the way they are, which is not the truth. You know what I'm saying? Change starts with you. Mm-hmm. Things don't always have to be the way that society says they have to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Never be afraid to step outside the box. That's what he did. And in turn, he changed history.
Wow. Do you know how bad it had to be for you to just get on a random ship, not knowing where you going?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
just
gonna,
get away.
It's so bad in Georgia. The racism is so bad. I've seen my daddy almost get lynched. I got to get away so bad. I'm just gonna jump on any ship down here by the harbor.
As they say, the first thing moving.
Exactly. I got to get up out the paint. and just to end up in sky. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but wherever I go, it's gonna be better than here.
All you got is the clothes on your back, bro. That's it.
Wow.
You just got to go.
Mm.
Yeah, that's my Black History piece for this week. Chad, what's up with the you know how we do, man?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to You Know How We Do segment of the show where you get news about us in the entertainment industry as well as our Black achievements. So with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. And I'm excited about today's entertainment and achievement. Well, the achievement parts. The entertainment is gonna be quite interesting. We're gonna lead off. We're gonna lead off with the entertainment piece today. Erykah Badu announces Entangled line of vagina-scented incense.
Hold up, cuz. Hold on, I'm gonna need you to reread that. Cause surely my vision bad, but I know my hearing ain't. So what now?
Erykah Badu announces Entangled line of vagina-scented incense. Erykah Badu has announced a new line of vagina-scented incense called Entanglement.
Thank you, Jada.
Which she plans to sell on her online store all through August, she stated. In February, Badu ventured into the business of incense via her new online store, Badu World Market. And the hottest item was her premium incense, Badu, the P word, which sold out in 19 minutes. In an interview with BET.com, she explained why she wasn't surprised when the item sold out within minutes. This is Erykah Badu talking. First of all, I'm Erykah Badu, she said. True. Secondly, in this industry, it's a legend that my box
drive them crazy.
Changes people.
It does.
She said it changes their influence, their religion, their politics, and everything else. So that's why I decided to do it. And she said the people deserve it.
Wow. At least she knows she's got how can I put this? She knows she's got that comeback, as they say.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is if you look at the dudes that she is associated with,
yes,
Andre 3000 and Common. Yeah. I mean, she had Common walking around here with crochet sweater vest on.
Yeah.
And kufis.
Yeah.
That's a life changer right there. She had brothers stop eating meat.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, Andre put on leg warmers.
I'm telling you, it's something about Badu, buddy.
Bro, she said.
She woo.
She can keep that.
On the article, she talks about how she got the incense, the aroma, if you will.
I don't.
She said what she did was she took a bunch of her undergarments and cut them up and burned them.
Wow.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, when you smell that scent, it smells like burnt panties. I'm gonna keep it PG for that one.
Yeah.
and all of the folk, everybody that watches this may not know this reference. I know my fellas in front of me do. Oaktown 357 had a song back in the day when we was growing up.
Yeah.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Got him crazy.
Maybe she should have got entangled with Will with that one.
I don't know. I think she's doing good just fine because she sold out in 19 minutes. So
yeah. I mean,
I think she did just fine.
She probably sold out. It's probably all men that bought it.
I would doubt it.
And actually,
well, let's be fair.
Yeah, let's be fair.
Be fair.
Okay, 85%.
But yeah, we discussed this. We had a block on at the TV station on this. We discussed this back in February when she first brought it out, and when you said that, I was like, oh, I know about that. Yeah, so yeah, that's tough, man. That's get in where you fit in.
Literally.
The box changes things.
Hey, I mean, we've seen the proof. Ask
Got
Congress.
an ice box where my heart used to be, though.
Maybe Trump needs some of that. Maybe that'll help him out.
Man, he'll lead the hell out this world.
All right, moving on.
Hold on, guys. Not the Trump. Since we're in the Will and Jada thing, what do y'all think about that?
Well, I think they both pretty damn petty. You ask me. I really don't care about your personal life. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then for y'all to come on TV, I think it's kind of all a little hoax myself.
I think it's more of a hoax on Alcina's part just to get his album sales, which I think is a really classless move on his behalf. Mm-hmm. I think that was low down to bring that back because from my understanding, it happened a while back. So why bring it up now? That was
like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yes. Then your album drops immediately afterwards. I think that was a classless move on his behalf. And to me, it really says a lot about him. And I've lost a lot. I mean, I ain't really had much respect for him anyway as an artist. But now, even more.
And then on top of that, I think where I read something where he dropped a new single called "Entanglement" with Rick Ross.
He did.
Wow.
So now he classless and petty.
Wow.
But I'm gonna say
I want. Okay, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
As a man. Do you go on Red Table Talk with Jada?
You know, it depends on the topic. If she's talking about the lack of fathers in families or anything kind of in that area, I could see that.
No, I'm talking about what we're talking about entanglements. We're talking about what's going on with their personal life. Do you go on Red Table Talk?
To me, that was all publicity.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree.
And in previous interviews, Will Smith has also said that he is able to dig into himself and cry on point. You know what I'm saying?
Now we see why.
Yeah. But did you see how he was looking at her though?
Yeah. He felt some kind of way.
Oh yeah, his feelings was hurt.
He want to do something to her now.
Yeah.
So that leads me to believe that he didn't find out until now?
Exactly. That's what I think.
Yeah. On Table Talk.
How you gonna try to help the young boy and you end up sleeping with him? That's a little selfish.
But she said that they were on a break. But even if you're on a break and you married, you still. But it's like I told a homeboy of mine. This is what happens when you have too much money.
And I'm gonna tell you what's even crazier than that. If I was little buddy, I wouldn't have to worry about dropping no tape. I'd have some bread. You feel me? If you're gonna be in an entanglement, get something out of it.
He did it. Pay me. Money.
Huh?
Now, I want to do. I know y'all saying it's it's publicity or whatever, but do you think Will was there actually supporting Jada as her husband?
I think
or trying to buffer. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is my wife. Okay, and I'm going to try to protect her as much as I can. I'm going to go on this Red Table Talk, and I think I know where you're getting ready to go, Shad.
It was the same thing as Bill and Hillary in reverse.
True.
I think he went on initially to support her, but I honestly, like Mike said, I really feel like he got
blindsided.
Blindsided. On Table Talk.
Yeah, because he was hurt.
It wasn't like he could say, "Okay, stop, stop the tape." The hell you just say? He couldn't do it. So he's just sitting there like, "She for real?" He said, "Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. It was a relationship." He made her bring it out. She didn't want to do that.
She kept calling it entanglement. No, my hair gets tangled.
Call it what it is. I was like, "Ooh, this behind closed doors. This shouldn't be."
Yeah.
He was hurt, bro.
Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah, and I would not be shocked if we hear a report later that he put his hands on that little boy.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't even think he gonna touch her. I mean, I don't think he'll touch August.
Because you know he's gonna get sued. But
He got too much to lose, Pete.
True.
You know what? I know somebody who don't got that much to lose. I bet they'll put hands on him.
What's the point? What's the point? Any man would have if she was willing. It's her that he has to deal with.
I wouldn't have done that. I'm not that type of guy. I'd say, Jada.
Okay,
listen,
LL.
and I told you.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, Nah, my thing is, Will was straight blindsided. I don't think, because throughout the interview, from what I saw of it, he was pretty shocked.
Yeah. He was thrown off.
Yeah,
He was thrown aback.
yeah.
He was feeling some type of way. He was definitely in his feelings. For real.
He sure had his heart on his sleeve that day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And what was so funny to me, he told her, "Look, I'm gonna get you back."
Yeah, and she said, you already did.
I'm gonna get you again, though.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Wow.
This ain't over.
That hurt.
Yeah.
I wonder what the conversation was after that take.
I wonder what the ride home was like.
Oh no, they do it they do it at their house. They do the red table talk at their house.
Really?
Yeah. It's another part of the house where they sit up and do the whole table talk.
Well, I know dinner table was quiet that evening.
Will flew out. Will flew in to do the red table talk, and then he flew right back out.
Yeah. But you know the sad part about it is the kids, man.
Will probably did like this. Hello, Jada. All right, now don't hit me with no surprises. I'm telling you, for real. You know me. Don't hit me with no surprises. This ain't Jerry Springer. All right. Okay. Love you too. Bye bye. I know she about to hit me with some BS, dog.
I love.
But yeah, I had to get a perspective from the men folk on that.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting. But all right, guys, moving on to the achievement side. Now, I got to say, this is my favorite part. I love to see us achieve and thrive. So check it out. 39-year-old becomes first Black woman Supreme Court judge in New Jersey. BlackHistory.com reports that in June of 2020, 39-year-old Fabiana Pierre-Louise succeeded Walter Tipone to become the first Black woman to sit on New Jersey Supreme Court, the state's highest court. She carries the legacy of John Wallace, who became the first Black male judge on the state Supreme Court back in 2003. Now, Pierre-Louise is a Haitian American, previously worked as a federal prosecutor responsible for supervising all aspects of criminal matters handled by the Camden office. She also spent 9 years in the U.S. Attorney's Office in New Jersey, and she worked on countless cases. She was also a partner, in Montgomery McCracken's White Collar and Government Investigations Practice Group, where she focused on complex commercial litigation, white-collar crime, and government investigations. Her appointment is so historic because as of July 2020, there are only 33 states that do not have a woman of color on their highest court. Pierre-Louise told reporters, and this is her talking, "Many years ago, my parents came to the United States from Haiti with not much more than the clothes on their backs and the American dream in their hearts. I think they have achieved that dream beyond measure because my life is certainly not representative of the traditional trajectory of someone who would one day be nominated to the Supreme Court of New Jersey." She credits her humble roots for her success and her work ethic. She grew up in Brooklyn, New York with her parents, her grandmother, and her 4 brothers and sisters who all lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, if that ain't an American dream, I don't know what is.
You know,
Big ups to that. That's a huge accomplishment.
when you speak on judges, I can't remember. It's been years ago. This elderly guy was chit-chatting with me, and he said something that made sense. He said, if you notice, whenever sometimes we get a black judge, they give him a TV show. Have y'all noticed that? You know how many black judges got TV shows?
Yeah,
quite a
few of
them.
But that's to keep them out of the courtroom where it's needed.
I never thought about that.
Wow. I hadn't looked at it like that.
That was just something when you said judge, it just hit me. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of putting you somewhere where you can actually make a difference in the courtroom, we're going to give you this TV show, give you a couple of dollars. That way, you really don't make real change in people's lives.
Well, I hope the Sister Fabiana can see past that and really go in there and try to make an impact.
Oh, yeah.
For some of our young folks. I hope she don't get blinded by the TV contract. I hope she's that one that, you know, pretty much changes the landscape.
The narrative, yeah.
Changes the narrative. But continuing on with achievement, now this is cool right here. Old girl from Grownish, the oldest daughter, Yara Shahidi signs deal with ABC Studios, starting her own production company. Grownish star Yara Shahidi is creating her own lane. The executive producer is creating a production company with her mother, Carrie Shahidi, under an overall signed deal with ABC Studios. The mother-daughter duo's company, Seventh Son, will develop and produce scripted and alternative to television products for cable, streaming, and broadcast. She told Variety, "I'm thrilled to be partnering with my home family, ABC Studios, in this exciting next chapter alongside my family. It's exciting to add our production company to the roster of my peers and mentors who are also actively committed to sharing meaningful stories." Now, Seventh Son's mission is to pursue projects that touch upon themes of history, heritage, culture, and joy, while continuing to shed light on underrepresented voices. ABC Studios president Johnny Day have Yara a part of the studio and are excited to expand their relationship together. Kenya Barris, if y'all remember him, he's the creator of Blackish and Grownish, and he called the 20-year-old actress a force. She is insanely talented, unreasonably smart, and hardworking beyond compare, says Barris. I've called her McMogul for years, and seeing all that she's accomplished should come as no surprise to anyone that knows her. This deal is just the beginning for Yara, and he's excited to see where she takes this next chapter and the storyteller that she becomes. So big ups to Yara for getting her own production company and signing with ABC. I know also her younger sister on Blackish has her own production company as well. I can't remember the young lady's name, but she plays one of the twins on Blackish. She has her own company because if y'all remember a couple years back, she put her first movie out. And I can't remember the name of it. I cannot remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Yara on her success with her production company and with ABC Studios. So big ups to her for that, man. So that's all I have right now for the entertainment and the achievement. Any thoughts, guys?
Nah. Uh-oh. So like the Rona.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. That Rona, don't get it on you.
Shoot the powder, Rona.
Well, all right. That's it for this segment, guys. Progress is what you do. Achievement is a lifestyle. So how are you living? And with that, we're going to move into the Bible thought or verse for the week. And I'm coming from Lamentations, old school. Lamentations.
Laminated.
Yeah.
Did you say?
The cap. Lamentations chapter 3 verse, and it reads, Mike, you full of yourself today. The faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies never cease.
Wow.
Great is his faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh each morning.
It was.
That's our verse. Any parting words, good brothers?
I was listening to the great prophet KRS-One this morning, and he said that you don't get into the day gets into you.
Mm.
Mm. Wow, wow, wow.
Make your rock to and fro.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, that is our show for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Our Voice 360, Our Voice, Our Perspectives, and Our Way. Be safe, be blessed, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.
If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when a new show drops. Please rate and review this podcast and share it with your friends. Also, if you'd like to advertise or become a sponsor, please send an email to ourvoice360@gmail.com with your inquiry. We'll connect with you as soon as possible in hopes of creating a great partnership. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Our Voice 360, our perspectives, our way, keeping you in the know while you're on the go. See you next week.